about 15 years ago. 15 years ago next month as it goes. I came home from work one night and my girlfriend, who I was living with at the time, gave me an ultimatum. She said to me that if I didn't stop drinking, then we were going to split up. And so I did. I think the very next day I went to my first AA meeting, and I went to 90 meetings in 90 days, and I've been sober ever since. I haven't touched a drink or a drug. I haven't even smoked a cigarette. I stopped all three in one go. And I've been thinking about it quite a lot lately, because obviously 15 years is a milestone. You know, to some people it's a bit of a milestone. To me, I always feel a little bit embarrassed when people tell me how well I've done and how proud I should be and all this kind of stuff. I don't feel proud. I don't. I feel a little bit embarrassed, if I'm honest, most of the time. Because who wants to be the alcoholic, recovering or not? Who wants to be the alcoholic? So I don't feel like I've achieved anything in getting sober. In what I mean by that is, I don't feel like I've achieved anything that people should think I'm a hero for, because I'm not. I stopped drinking for myself, and I suppose partly for my relationship, but mostly it was for myself, because I personally was fed up with being a bum. I'd had too many blackouts. I'd woken up in shop doorways too many times. I'd come home with black eyes and bruised knuckles too many times. I'd been arrested too many times. And I didn't want to be that person. You know, I was pushing 40, and I never really had anything that other people I knew in their 40s had, you know. So I stopped. Now, people quite often ask me, do I miss it? And the truth of the matter is, no, I don't. I don't miss alcohol per se. I don't miss like the taste of beer, or, you know, I don't miss the drink. What I miss is the freedom that I used to have to just not care, because I didn't care. You know, once I started drinking or sniffing or whatever it was, I didn't care. You know, that was my confidence, that was my get up and go, that was my courage, that was my personality. It was everything. So that's what I miss. Having said all that, my life then and my life now are two totally different things. Then I had nothing. I had literally nothing. And I was looking at either I was probably going to drink myself to death, or I was going to end up inside. So now, 15 years down the line, I've got my own home, I've got a car, I've got a wonderful girlfriend. in a sense, everything's, I got everything that I should have had. So it feels like the reason I'm doing this film is almost so that I can potentially, if anyone sees it and they're in the same position now that I was then, they can see that there's a way out. There's an alternative. There is a way through it. As much as it might seem at the time that there isn't, and there's no life without it. There is. There really is. I think the biggest problem for me at the start was the thought of, well, what am I going to do if I don't go drinking? If I'm not in the pub all the time, all my mates are in the pub. I work in an industry that's very pub orientated, so what am I going to do? My life's going to be rubbish. And life has changed. Don't get me wrong, life has changed. But if you offer me, the opportunity to go back to that, to the drinking and all that kind of business, or this life that I've got now, I mean, this life, again, don't get me wrong, this life isn't perfect. It's not perfect. It's got the same trials and tribulations that everyone else has. Mortgages need to be paid, bills have to be paid, taxes, food shopping, housework, all the boring crap that we all have to do. But at least I've got that. At least I haven't, at least I'm not waking up in a doorway. Or I've blacked out and, vomited all over myself or someone else. I haven't hit anyone for no reason at all, and trust me, I used to do that. I used to literally punch people for no reason whatsoever. What a fool. I think what I'm trying to say is, I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I feel like I would, if I can help somebody through this video, or if I do any others, I don't know, but if it makes anyone think, well, maybe I could do it, maybe it is worth a go, then believe me, it is. It really is, because I don't know, it's hard to explain, isn't it? How do I explain to somebody that it does get better, that it may not be perfect, but it's better. It may not be everything, but it will be more than you've got now, and also that you can, you can do it. That's, I suppose, the most important thing is, I certainly at the time, at the beginning, I didn't think that I could, but you can, and millions have. So if you see this and you're one of those people, you're in that position where you feel you want to take a step towards getting better, then drop a message or subscribe or something like that, and maybe I'll do some more videos. But this is really the only thing I feel qualified to talk about, although it's a bit bumbling and all over the place, because I'm not a presenter, but it's the only thing I really feel qualified to talk about, because it's the only thing in my life that I feel like I've done and really stuck to and achieved something from. So, you know, like I say, if you're in that position and you feel like you want to hear a little bit more, or about how I did it, I don't know. I mean, you know, then, you know, like I say, subscribe or drop a comment, and you know, I'll try and respond, and then hopefully, like I say, if I can help one person, it's better than not helping anyone at all. And I'm not, honestly, I'm not setting myself up as a guru or like a helper. You know, like what am I trying to say? Like a like I know everything. I don't know everything. I only know what I did, and all I can tell you is what I did, and try and maybe help you see, if you need to, that although you might be sitting there right now thinking, I can't do it, you can. I promise you can. There is a way. It's quite, you know, I don't want to say it's easy, but there's a simplicity in it, but it takes a bit of commitment. That's it. It takes a commitment not to drink, and maybe that's the wrong thing to say. I mean, I know the thought of commitment can scare people off sometimes, but because it feels like you've got to sign up for something. You haven't got to sign up for anything. You haven't got to do anything. Nobody's going to make you do what you don't have to do, what you don't want to do. Certainly that was the way at AA. It was like, you either turn up or you don't. It's up to you, mate, you know. And they were there when you needed them, and if you weren't there, if you didn't need them, they didn't hassle you. It's simple as that. And that's, I think, a lot of the reason why it worked so well, is because you didn't feel like you're under pressure or you were beholden to anyone else. You were only beholden to yourself to try and get sober. So anyway, I'm sure I've talked a load of old rubbish, but like I say, if you know, if me doing more of these videos and talking about what my my drinking career was like, or my drug career, for want of a better phrase, if you think it might help you, then let me know, and maybe I'll do some more films. But if not, the best advice I can give is what I did, which was go to AA and find a meeting. You can find it online. I'll put links on the film. You can find it online, or there's telephone numbers or whatever. Go to AA and try and do 90 meetings in 90 days, which sounds like a lot, but it will instill in you everything you need to give you the best chance. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to make you get sober, but it will give you the best chance you could possibly want, and it's free. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully I'll see you again.